I want to welcome you to our 49th annual NDICE conference. It's a joy and a blessing to gather with each of you. Yes. It's a joy and a blessing to gather with you this evening to reflect on our theme, vocations. Called to serve, formed to lead. The gathering reminds us of our shared calling and the vital role each of us play in the mission of the church. Hank's going to go through some housekeeping things later on, but if you need anything, for those of you that this is their first year, there's 22 new people at our conference this year. Thank you for coming. I'm going to ask the board members as I call your name to stand up. So if anybody needs anything, you find a board member. And if they can't help you, we find Deacon Art. And Art will be able to. This is his playground here. Art's a deacon here at this parish. And Art helps us find things when we need it and get help when we need it. So Steve Fry is the president-elect. Thank you, Steve. Hank Babin is the executive secretary, a.k.a. Boudreaux. John Hempen is our treasurer. There's John. Gary Muller is our secretary. Gary's in the back. Kevin Templin is our liturgist. Kevin's in the middle. Past President Max Rodruck. Max sitting right there. He was. Okay. John Fridley was a past president too. John. Arthur Hampton is we call him the facilities guy here. He's on the board as a pro tem while we're here there's Art. There you go. Ladies representatives, Pat Klingel-Smith. Where's Pat? There she is. Carmen Rendon. I know she's here. And Emily McCarty. Emily's one on the bicycle over there. There you go. If you need help with anything, find one of us and we'll make sure we try to take care of you. Let us take time over the next few days to introduce ourselves and help our new participants feel at home to this NDICE family. This is our 4th year here at Holy Trinity. Our first gathering was in 2022. The pandemic crushed us. We were at Xavier for many years, 30, 38 years, something like that. We were at Xavier. Pandemic shut us down. Not 38 years? Okay. Okay. Between Notre Dame and Cincinnati or Xavier, we were for a long time. We weren't here. We weren't here. We planned on having a conference in 2022 at Xavier, and in December of 2022, Xavier called John Fridley and said, we can't get anybody to work our conferences, so we're not going to have it. You got to find another venue. John, being from this diocese, what are we going to do? He came to Holy Trinity, asked to rent their facility. They rented it to us. We had the first conference. And people loved it because everything's under one roof, okay? They loved it. They voted at the meeting, the business meeting, to come back one more year. We came back 2023. They voted again to come back 2 more years. This is our 2nd year. The problem is the size of the crowd. It's a beautiful crowd here for this room, but it's hard to make ends meet when you only have 100, 110, 111. We have 110 today. There's economy of scale. Some of our costs are based, no matter what, we got 50 people or 500 people. That's the cost of the facility. There are some costs that fluctuate with the people, how much food, and the rooms. Right now, the hotel is on the side. You pay for that away from the conference fee, okay? Last year, we lost $7,000. we took a hit. We lost $7,000. Thank God for the gentleman, the deacon and his wife, 2 years prior to that, gave us a $15,000 gift. And that helped us through that. We relied on that. Thank you. Somebody wrote in when you send back your comments about the conference, somebody wrote, and I read all of them, I categorize them, the board goes through them. And one of them said that the chaos is doing the same thing over and over and trying to come up with another result. And I think they were saying that every time you have it here, we're only getting 110, 120 people. So the board had to make some decisions. We looked at several other venues. We looked at one right across the river. Beautiful facility, the Augustine Institute, beautiful facility. Costs are a little higher over there. But if we went over there, we still wouldn't have any more people. There's not a draw from the west. Most of the deacons, when we have conferences, they come from the Ohio River area over by Cincinnati. So taking all those things into consideration, to keep NDI solvent, we have to do something. So next year, we're going back to Cincinnati. I know those that have trouble, the mobility problems, this is a wonderful place because you don't have to you don't have to move around, you stay in one building. I promise you, and as the board's going to promise you, that when you come to Cincinnati, come to Xavier, we're going to do whatever we can to help you get around. We don't want to be that a reason why you can't come because of the mobility issues over at Xavier, because the Cintas Center's here and the food's over here, close to the rooms, and the chapel's over here. We'll do everything we can to get you. We rent golf carts, we always have, but we're going to do everything we can to make it as easy as possible for everyone to move around at Cincinnati. We looked at the numbers. They gave us they sent us a contract to look at. I know what it costs to stay in a hotel here because I don't live too far, but my wife and I are staying in a hotel anyway to be close. By the time you pay this registration fee in a hotel, we're going to go to Cincinnati, and it's not going to cost you hardly anything more. That's if you use their housing. Their housing is like dorm rooms. Most of you have been there before. They're not everybody in one room. You go into this room, and there's 3 bedrooms in there, and there's 2 bathrooms out here. And it's like Ricky and Lucy. You got these 2 little single beds, but it's fun. There's a lot of camaraderie in the evening at the ends of the halls. You kind of make your way. It's a lot of fun. It is. And there's hotels around there, too. I stayed in a hotel the first year, but we stayed in the dorms after that, and we had a lot of fun. And the food's real close there. So John Gerke, I talked to John. He agreed to be our liaison between NDICE and Xavier. John worked there for years, electrical contractor, and he agreed to do that, and he's looking forward to helping kind of clear the way for things that come up. Any questions about going to Xavier, or any questions about? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are correct. That's That was a concern. It really is. It is a concern. It is. It is. And it hit me right in the face this afternoon when I see all of those coming in with wheelchairs and scooters and, various mobility things. And, the board's going to do everything we can do. I don't know. We have to kind of think this through, how we can do more golf carts, other ways to move people around. But the way Xavier is built, the buildings are just, yes, ma'am. Yes. Yeah. Hank, give us the numbers for the last couple years hey, Hank, give us the numbers for the last couple years at Xavier and then the last 3 years here.
Okay, in 2017, 2017, we were at Xavier. We had 316 people. Of course, we had Matthew Kelly as a speaker that day, that time. In 2018, we didn't meet, except to elect a president-elect, because that was a big convocation in New Orleans to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Restoration. We met again in 19 at Xavier after not meeting in New Orleans and had 229. 2020 and 21, COVID, of course. Then there were no programs at Xavier for the longest. So in 2022, thanks to the Belleville group, we came here, as was mentioned earlier. They saved Invice, is what they did. We had 127. In 2023, we had 111. In 2024, 110. And in 2025, we now have 112. We're stagnant. I love this place. I would go to Endice if it was in Bora Bora or somewhere. This is my 46th Endice. And like I said, I would go wherever it was because I committed myself to this organization a long time ago. So I don't care where it is. I'm going. And I'm 84 years old. So, be that as it may, that's the way I feel about it. We can go anywhere and have Endice. Because Endice is us. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Sure.
I know in our archdiocese the last two classes haven't been coming, but I don't think the archdiocese, because of this, I don't know why, but even in Cincinnati, I don't know if the archdiocese is pushing Endice and how much you all are feeding to Endice, how much importance this has. They're starting to have classes in the archdiocese for the deacons, so they don't have to come.
Yes, but you're right.
That's another thing to look at.
Some dioceses do have ongoing formation within a diocese, and they don't need this. But I would come whether I had all of the formation hours I needed anyway. I would come.
We know that. They don't. And
Right.
I'm thinking that
Right.
we need to advertise ourselves in better places.
Is there anybody here that's a part of the National Deacon Directors Association? Do they push or do they advertise Endice at all within the group? Do you know? Okay. 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 Yeah, I sent a note to our guy in NADD, and he sent it out, and I was hoping it reached a few people, but you're a result of it. Thank you. Yes, within a diocese, yes. So, yes. Mhm. I guess I didn't understand the question. Let me get closer. Okay. The question she had was, why isn't Endice mentioned more often in the Deacon magazine? That's very expensive. It's a great magazine, but we have to pay for that. They gave us a little blurb one time, and in that last piece we had to pay for that. So we used to have we need to save a lot of this for the business meeting, but the ladies won't be in there. But we had somebody that wrote a newsletter for us, and we couldn't afford that anymore, so that's why we went to the Deacon Digest. And I guess we need to make a commitment to use it more often and maybe talk to Dominic and see if he'll give us a little more advertising for the sake of it. Okay, we must move on because we got a speaker here tonight ready to go to work. There's 2 positions open on the board, treasurer and president-elect. Our current treasurer says he'll run again or do it again if he's elected or if you want him, but he said if somebody else wants it, he'd be glad to give it up. So consider that for the business meeting on Tuesday. We need a president-elect. My term expires Wednesday after the Mass when Steve Fry, president-elect, takes over, and so does John's. So, does anybody remember Deacon Andy Linker? I know the Belleville guys do, but some of the guys in Endice. Deacon Andy's 94. His wife, Rose. They live in an assisted living facility where I live, and every Sunday I take a pyx full of consecrated hosts to Andy, and at 94, he still does pastoral care work for these people. They watch the Mass on TV, then he gives them communion at 94. I saw him this morning, and he told me to tell all of you hi, and he's praying for us. 94 years old. I said too much. Again, thank you. Thank you for coming to Endice. We're going to get on to our speaker. Now, it's my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Archbishop Mitchell Rosansky of the Archdiocese of St. Louis. In your booklet, you got his bio, but it says he's served the church faithfully in many capacities, holding numerous leadership roles, participating on various boards and committees, and contributing greatly to the church's mission. But most recently, on July the 3rd, Pope Leo XIV appointed Archbishop Rosansky as a member of the Dicastery for Interreligious Dialogue. We look forward to hearing more about that and this role directly from him. So please give a warm welcome to Archbishop Rosansky.